Now this pantry is not original to this house. When we purchased this house, the house was kind of ugly, had a lot of paneling in it, it had a lot of suspended ceilings. It wasn't pretty. And the one thing that I wanted in my house was a pantry. When I was a little girl, I lived in a house that had a big pantry. I did not appreciate it then, but I sure do now. Hello and welcome everybody. Today we are going to take a pantry tour. I am so excited to share this with you. Now, it's not 100% done. In previous videos I have said we're done with our pantry, but I forgot a few minor details, like we don't have a door on it yet. And there is some areas where the trim isn't done either because we have to put the door in first. But aside from that, we are finished and I'm ready to share it with you. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it and thank you very much in advance. If you can, stick around until the end of the video. I am taking a slightly different approach to a tour, which you may not normally see here on YouTube. I want to mention that everything in this pantry, aside from the food, was thrifted. Let's get started. Standing at the doorway, the door is not finished, as you can see. We are planning on putting in a pocket door, so it'll slide out and not take up any wall space in the breakfast nook area. I do my own canning, and if you are interested on knowing what I have in my jars, let me know in the comments below and I'd be happy to share that in another video. Right now I'm just focusing on the pantry itself. Do any of you remember any of my old videos from the old carriage house? I have several decorating videos of a totally different house that you may enjoy. Now that I've moved here and have been living in construction for so long, I have decided that I want to clear out a little bit and not have so much stuff. I love vintage, I love thrifting, but I also think that when you do thrift something, take something else out of your home and let someone else love it a while. So looking around this pantry, besides the food, because we do want to keep the food, I want to look at a few things that I think I can live without in this pantry. Such as this milk glass here. It is very beautiful. I love it. And more than likely, I'll keep it, but I will keep it someplace else. But it doesn't need to be in the pantry because it is not serving any purpose. Now, if I find something that I would want to put in here, then yes, I will use it. But that also frees up some extra space for canned goods. Now let's take a look down here. All of those I will use at some point or another. But there is one thing that I don't think I would be using in here, would be this beautiful bowl here. I think that that could be served better elsewhere. All these ginger jars are serving a purpose. When this does become a working pantry, I'll have things like flour, brown sugar, and sugar in there. Now this lamp, it can stay. At the moment, it is not doing anything. I can't even plug it in at the moment because the thing is so old, it needs to be rewired. But I will keep that in here because it will eventually stay in here. Now going over here, obviously we need the spices, we need the food, but down here, this is what I'm wondering about. What is all this stuff? It looks nice, it looks very decorative, and when I decorate, I like things to be pretty, but I also want things to be very functional. So a lot of these things can go someplace else. This I probably won't be using for cookies. It is very old and rusty. That's more for decor. And then we have, what is this? This is very old. Oops. No cover. Some of it spilled on the floor. But that is extremely old. I won't be using this. Yes, it's pretty, good for decorating. But like I said, I'm trying to clean out a little bit and have things pretty and functional at the same time. This I absolutely love. This is an old thermos, a very old thermos. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. I really love it though. But I have so much stuff and I really need to get rid of some things. So what I decided I'm going to do when I'm working on my house here is to decorate it and then go back into it and look, do I really need this? Is this something that I am going to use? Does it serve a purpose? Now, some things I just absolutely love and I'm keeping. Like, for instance, this strawberry cookie jar. It was a special gift from my husband. Okay, so that frees up that shelf. Well, let's see what's in here. So far, just matches. Matches are fine. We'll always could use those. These containers hold seeds from my garden that I harvest from my garden. So those are good to go, and that's a good place for them. It's cool in here. We have no heat in this room, and there's no windows. So it should stay fairly cool in here. This bowl, although there's nothing in here, when I do harvest my seeds, they do have to sit out and dry for a few weeks. So that's what this bowl is for. So that is okay. That can stay. Those tins up there, those hold our Christmas cookie cutters. And Christmas cookie baking is pretty big around this house, so those will have to stay, and we have a lot of them. These chalkware pieces. In my last video, I showed you how I decorated with them, but what I think I'm going to do is take the last 4 out and just leave the 3 up there. It just looks too gaudy to me. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Should I just leave them, or should I take some of them down? And these 2 beautiful vintage tins, there are mason jar lids, so those can stay. They're tucked away, they're decorative, and they serve a purpose. This is just a fun way to store empty mason jars in a decorative way. Nothing wrong with that. That works. Again, food. We'll keep the food. A basket full of onions. That's all right. Cookbooks. We'll be using those. And those 2 shelves up there are so high I can't get to them, so that's fine. Whatever's up there can stay. The egg basket we can keep. Cutting board is always good to have. Colander's good. These two items really aren't needed in here, but right now they're serving a decorative purpose until I find something else I want to hang up there that will serve a purpose. At that point, these two items will go. So we do have this space here. This shelf was built to be kind of a countertop type thing, but also used as a shelf. So I'm going to take these baking cup things and put that down here. Those I use all the time. And I think it's good when you're doing a space like this to have extra room to be able to add items that you're going to use. If I just filled up all the shelves with decorative stuff, I'm not going to have room for food or other things that I am going to use. My husband and I really like the beadboard or wainscot look, and so we have that on the wall from floor to ceiling. We did use the sheet kind to save on cost. In order to get the individual boards, it would have costed like 3 to 4 times more. But I think it turned out well. One thing I want to share with you is check out the baseboards. My husband made those, and he did an amazing job. I am very impressed. He did a great job. So he handmade those. And also the trim around the top. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here. And our light, which is probably, oh, there. I didn't think it would focus in like this. Now this light came from the old carriage house. It was in the garage. And here's a picture of it, what it looked like when we took it out of the garage. And here's what it looks like now in the pantry. I like the fact that we were able to take some of the things from our old house and put them in our new house. The color we chose for this pantry is called Garden Swing from Behr Paint. This hardwood floor was in the house when we moved in. Although it was in pretty rough shape, as you can see here, he did have to do some patching, but did an excellent, amazing job. Before I let you go here, I'm going to share with you a short slideshow of how it was going to be the laundry room, and then how we decided it will be a great place for a pantry. And I just want to show you how it evolved. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye for now.